Hi beauty fam. Today I am trying on and reviewing the new SUQQU Blossom Beat collection. I have two items gifted to me by SUQQU Europe. I have the purple quad here, which is $137, and the pure color blush with the red and blush and the pink highlighter. This is $148. So if you want to see a demo and my thoughts on this, then keep watching. And then with that out of the way, beauty fan, remember to subscribe below, comment and like. It helps out engagement on my channel, and then we'll get this beautiful collection on my face. Okay, so details of the products will be below. I just showed you some images of the product, like the opening and swatches, and the person who I work with that sent me the PR also sent me these images. So I'll show you. This is basically the rest of the collection. I got as part of a gift as $137. This beautiful one, Hana Matome, and then there's also a coral one, which is like coral, oranges, and SUQQU loves like a lot of oranges. They love oranges and pinks and purples. I'm excited to see that coral because I ended up getting their 20th anniversary palette. They had two of these, one that was very orange and this is more pinky orange, and so I will be comparing that orange quad to this one. I don't think it's the same. The other one looks more like a bright coral. This is more like pinks, and yeah, this is more like a romantic rose pink, but I'll be comparing that, so I'll be picking that up. They also are launching two new to me products. They look like liners, and it comes in the color what looks like chartreuse, and then there's a lilac, and I think they said those are like accent colors, especially the chartreuse is kind of mimicking the spring of like the leaves on flowers. I am over the moon about the Moisture Glaze lipstick formula that released this year. I was gifted 06, and that lipstick has been in my purse the entire time. I'm almost done with it. That just shows you how much I love the color and formula. It is the best balm formula I've ever tried. And so they came out with this Moisture Glaze lipstick, kind of like glazed donuts, And there's something in that formula, thank God, like no, there's no scent in any of these products, that when I put it on my lips, the color is beautiful. It's not goopy. It's a thin formula, but it's moisturizing. And there's some lip plumping, like magicness in there. You know, when you talk with like some products, and I'll grab here, the Dior has like a lip maximizer and you can smell it. There's perfume and there's like something you can feel that it's plumping. You don't feel the plumping. It just does the plumping, if that makes sense. So I don't like lip products where you can feel like eucalyptus or mint. It's not that. It's just that my lips look so plump and nourished, and it's not just aesthetic. It's just actually, it does feel like it's good for my skin, or my lips rather. So all the information on the retail below. Jorge is a makeup artist who traditionally will curate the collection. He's based, I think, in Spain or in London. I'm not sure either way. He's kind of back and forth. I did notice in 2019 or 2020, he started curating their pre-summer collection. So there'll probably be another summer collection. And what I've seen in the pattern is that the pre-summer collection, which is usually curated by Jorge, is that these are much more like bright, vibrant colors, much more like kind of like the Western aesthetic. Whereas because SUQQU is a Japanese company, you'll probably see the rest of the year that the colors are not as vibrant. They're more muted. They're very elegant and pretty, but they don't have huge pops of color. This is super vibrant. So the entire theme of this collection is Blossom Beat. He was on a live, I think, and I watched him that he was inspired by flowers at the market. And I just think this entire collection is likely to sell out. So reserve your pieces now. I'll put the dates below, and I'll put a picture of at least how much they were estimating these products will be in pounds. I don't have a conversion chart. You do the math. You have the internet at your fingertips. So I'll show you the images again of what she sent me, the person who sent me the PR, of the estimate of what these are going to cost. So with all that detail out of the way, I'm going to do a demo, and I hope you enjoy. Let's see, I think I'm going to go into this shade here, which is more of the lavender. Here, why don't I just swatch this, because I can't remember what these were. One is definitely more deep. It's more pink, and this is more of like a true lilac. So I'm going into this shade here, which is a Hakuhodo J5522. Apologies if the camera is picking up some noise. I live near a tennis court, and people are incessantly playing pickleball. Like all hours. Actually, not all hours, just during the daytime hours. That's what it looks like. People have asked me about this formula. SUQQU has a slurry formula. It's a Japanese technique where it's poured. The concoction or the formula is poured in there. I think it might be liquid at first, and then it dries down into a powder. And the result is that the formula is really creamy and silky to put on. It's not a cream to powder, that's different. Cream to powder has more body and like grip. This is really just very silky, and the effect really is that it's lighter in pigmentation but very soft on application. So for me, who has aging lids, I want to use products like this because I can't use often. Now I'm realizing as I'm aging, and not can't, I'll say that I just don't prefer, I like to use Pat McGrath for fun, but I do notice the more pigmented and body a eyeshadow has, it's harder kind of to like blend out to the wrinkles. And I just feel the eyeshadow more. Actually taking that same color and dragging it underneath my lashes. Okay, so if you just want a light wash of color, you can certainly use that. And it comes with these two shimmer shades. Usually this top one is like a topper shade, which is this one, and the bottom right one here ends up being the kind of the showstopper shade. So this light one, this lilac one, is the topper, and then this one has more body. And you can see that has just a beautiful shift. And that light one is like pretty light, so I wouldn't really use that alone, but you could. So if you just wanted a really light look, you could just go into this shade here and then use this as a topper, like use that and just use that. But for me, it's a little bit too light of an application. And then you could use that as a liner if you wanted. Just perfectly fine. Using a Sonia G soft shader, going into that pink shade. Just building up. the product. And what I know about these products is that in traditional Western makeup, they tend to be about like blending it out. The way at least I like to use these shadows is just kind of packing on the color. It's a really pretty pink. It has definitely some purple undertone to it. And then what I want to do, just to show you what you can do if you don't want a dramatic look, I am going into that purple shade, this one down here. Okay, I'm taking a really beat up Sephora brush. I have a bunch of these Sephora brushes and I really dislike the handles, but I actually like the brushes still. They're very basic, but they do the job. So this is a Sephora smudger brush. What I should do is just buy a new one because they probably improve the handles. And because it's such an angled fine tip, you can kind of use that in a more precise way. So what I'm gonna do is take some of that purple shade and actually use that as a liner. And I'm just showing you a really kind of light look that you can use for this quad before I kind of go more dramatic. And that is, look, you could stop there and it's very light, but because we're doing a review, I'm gonna keep going for a more impactful look. What I wanna do is actually use kind of a softer brush and see what this looks like if I put this on very kind of build it up. Okay, I'm switching up the brush because it didn't really grab anything. I'm using a rougher 21 brush, kind of flat edge. I am seeing some fallout, so make sure you tap off the brush before you go in. The nice thing I'll say about these shadows, or at least this formula, if you make a mistake or if you put too much, they are pretty forgiving. Like you can blend some of it away. So if I wanted to like make it less impactful, I can just kind of use an older brush that I use with the pink and kind of subdue it, and it kind of tamps down the look. So you can just blend those things away if you want. Okay, I did have some fallout, so I'm just gonna take a brush and see if I can brush it away. Good. So there was definitely fallout from that purple shade. Kind of want to finish with this topper, and I usually use my finger for the topper. Yeah, it just lightens everything up. Okay, so I'm gonna do my liner, mascara, and I'll be back. Beauty fam, I'm back in the room because I realized I didn't like the lighting, and I was also getting very, very hot being in indirect sunlight. So thanks for bearing with me on this tutorial. Anyway, so I was getting sweaty and noticing that the images look better. What I did again was I showed you what you could do, which is kind of 2 colors here. That would be a simple look. Then I used this as a liner. And then what I wanted to do then was build up that shade here, this one here, the fun shade, the deep violet. And actually I'm going to take more of this with a Fluide brush, which is kind of like a packer brush. And I want to show you how you can really just pack on this color. So you can see the difference, right? Like this is more of a wash of the purple, but if you wanted to definitely go dramatic, you can. I love this brush. I got this at Fluide Beauty as part of like, I think they were clearing out their stock. And I just using, kind of reminds me of like little paw, and just love to just pat my product on there. Okay, so that's it. What I'm going to do is actually bring some of this color down more, this pink, just to see if I can get it to pop and be a contrast down here. And I showed you like kind of the way to like some easier, more like realistic everyday looks. So I brought that pink down. And then what I'm going to do is then build up more of this purple shade. The purple, it's more of a purple shade, purple blue. And I'm using that as a liner just to smudge that out at the edge here. Okay, and then I'm going to go back into this shade again and use that as a topper because I think I lost some as I added some more of that purple on top. And it just kind of lightens it and adds another dimension. It's so pretty. And that's what I love about SUQQU, is that you can keep layering these colors, and it doesn't add texture, or you know how you sometimes you layer pigments on eyeshadows and you can't overlay it because then it'll start to get cakey and then it just doesn't work because they're too thick. Well, that's part of the formula, that it's so thin that you can keep layering. So that is what that is looking like. Okay, so I'm gonna finish with some liner and I'll be back. So I'm back. I finished my eye look with a couple things. I tried to not tightline but use my lower lash with this Gucci pencil, Amethyst. I love this because it's more of like a true light lilac purple. I do think this is starting to dry out, which I'm disappointed because I have this much product left. So far I've not been overall impressed with Gucci as an overall makeup house. There's kind of like hit or misses with their brand. I love their blushes, the luminizing ones, and that's about it. So I love this color, but it feels like it's starting to dry up. And then for the top lid, I'm using this YSL Crush liner. And what color is this? I'll put the details below. It's a waterproof purple color. And I use that on top. That's much more emollient. And I can't, because this Gucci liner is a little bit dry, it's hard to bring up on my upper lid because I have wrinkles. And I am always looking for a good liquid liner for purple. And I'm very picky about my color purples. And this is literally, it's not Luxury Beauty. This is Wet n Wild. And I thought this would be the best match. I have a lot of what they call purple inspired liners, but they're really not true purples. Like the SURRAT, I love their liner in Sisley, but they're not purples. Or I have, what's this? Sisley, SUQQU and SURRAT. Anyway, I won't even show it to you because it's not even worth it. And then I finish my eyes with Lisa Eldridge mascara on the bottom lids, and then I use Chanel on the top lid. Let's move to the blush. I showed you some swatches of the blush at the beginning. So again, this is more of a reddish blush, and this is the formula that is the pure color blush. They're no longer doing the melting powder blush because they've ran out of some source material for that formula, which is a shame because I think it's probably the best in the market. So I am grabbing a Chikuhodo Cheek Pro here, Sonia G, and then going in to this. I imagine this is going to be pretty pigmented, so I'm actually going to put some on my hand first before I go in and use some of this. It's a really pretty red. And here's the thing. I know I said I love the moisture, the melting powder blush formula better, but I still think in the entire blush game, SUQQU has the best blushes on the market. The pure color blush, I still think are some of the best formula and interesting color combinations. And I think about, you know, just luxury brands, like they just come out with the same colors. Like even that Guerlain release, they have like light pink, bright copper, light coral, bright coral. I mean, they're just kind of like the boring, you know, we've seen those before. Whereas how many times do you get to see this kind of like reddish purple color for a blush? It's beautiful. So unique color stories, great formula, and they're called the blushes, but you really get kind of like 3 products in one. You get the blush or a highlight, or you can swirl all of it together to be a glowy blush. And so I think it's still some of the best on the market. And that's just my opinion. I think they do blushes even better than the eyeshadow quads. And let me take some of this highlighter shade here. I'm taking a Detail Pro. This is Sonia G. It's pretty, it's a big brush. It's not really meant as a highlighter brush, but I can't, this is too big for me for anything on my eyes. So I'm taking some of that highlighter shade here. It's this pink highlighter, and I'm going to put it right here. Ooh, it's iridescent. It's got a purple shift to it. Like with SUQQU, you can see it on flat dimension, but it's one of those products. Look, SUQQU has these products that once you try them in real life, they just look even better when you put them on your face. I don't know how they do it. And I just think the quality of their products are just excellent. So pretty. Okay, so I don't even think I want to use bronzer today. What I want to do is finish up with lipstick. I grabbed, because I didn't get any PR for the Moisture Glaze lipstick, I'm grabbing some older SUQQU products I have. I have plenty of SUQQU lipsticks, but I am very excited to get that Moisture Glaze lipsticks because I know I'm trying to phase out YouTube, but what I might do is take a break or just not do reviews anymore. I'm only going to do them for like companies that I'm really over the moon about. So they really just might be SUQQU, Dior, and Chanel, and that's it. But I was thinking about doing a roundup of all my favorite beauty products so far this year, this first quarter. And SUQQU's Moisture Glaze lipsticks are definitely on there. I think it's some of the best lipstick formula I've ever had. You have to like balmy lipsticks, but it's just incredible. So what I'm grabbing is probably my favorite glow product. They're discontinuing these, right? So they're going to be replaced by, I think, the Moisture Glaze lipsticks, or they're just discontinuing it, period. These have been around for like, I think 4 or 5 years, but I love them. I have so many. I'm gonna actually do probably a video of a try on before they discontinue these in case people are gonna offload these and you wanna try them. This is the Moisture Glow 06 FUJISHIZUKU. It's my favorite one in this entire series because it's such a unique purple berry color. Beautiful. And before this formula and these colors, I did not like liquid lipstick. And then I tried SUQQU and it converted me. Between the colors and the formula, fantastic. Okay, so that is the purple berry color. Because it's a little too berry-ish, I'm grabbing, I know I'm extra, I'm grabbing my SUQQU Treatment Wrapping Lip, and it's kind of got these purple flecks in there. I'm actually gonna grab some and then put it over to make it a little bit more pink purple. I love this formula too. Okay, so that is what's on my lips. I love to cocktail my lip products. Okay, so that is the final look. Let me know what you think. I think it's just such a pretty collection. I'm so thankful that SUQQU sent me what they sent me. Again, this is the blush. And this is the eyeshadow. Okay, so what do I think? I think if you love purples, go ahead and reserve it because I have a feeling this is the one that is likely to sell out. And there's no guarantees with SUQQU that there's a limited supply. So if you're really wanting anything in this collection, I would highly suggest you contact the email the folks below from Selfridge's sales associates from SUQQU and reserve what you want. And what will happen on launch day, they will send you a receipt for you to pay, and you'll just pay online. Now, they might charge you a fee if it's under 150 pounds, but they might waive the delivery fee if your order is over 150. At least that's what they have done for me in the past. So, and I'll put the other launch dates. This collection is also coming out through Harrods, Liberty London, Cult Beauty, and I believe that's it. The thing is that the launch days for those companies, I've gone on launch day and I can't find their products. So I don't know what it is. Either like they know I'm from the US, or you might have to go in store to get the product. So I'm not sure. If you're in the UK, let me know. But the point is that if you really want to solidly secure pieces of this collection, I would definitely email the sales associates down below. And thanks for joining me, beauty fan. Remember to subscribe, comment, and like below, helps out engagement on my channel. I'll link my SUQQU, my entire SUQQU playlist below. I think I have probably over 15 or 20 videos of all the SUQQU goodies and I've tried on through the years. SUQQU really loves purples, and I just think this is a really pretty like a spring lilac collection. They've done like deeper purples, and this is the first time I'm seeing them do kind of more of a lilac purple collection. So I think it's really beautiful. All right, that's it. And as always, please be very kind with yourself and others, and just be you. Until the next video, beauty fam, take good care. Bye.